Hello viewers, hello everyone, my name is Gregor and welcome to a new video surfing the Elliott waves where I will look at some of the most interesting developments for this week. This video has been brought to you by Orbex. I will look at the euro dollar, Aussie, dollar Mexican peso, dollar yen and silver. Now firstly, let's take a look on the euro dollar. We have seen some shift in trend regarding the US dollar, especially versus commodity currencies since the Fed made this interest rate decision last week. So it was a buy the rumor, sell the news impact here on those dollar pairs. But what we see is that actually, despite stronger commodity currencies when stock market actually turned higher last week, well, we are still seeing euro dollar under pressure. Okay, so looking at the 4-hour chart, I think that there can be more weakness coming here, because notice that rise from 108 was only in 3 waves. We are trying to break this trend line support, so I think that we either go sideways here while the market is trading below this 1.120 resistance. So we could be just chopping around or either see a break to the downside. Of course, rise back above this last highs. I think this could actually then trigger more upside. So for now we are still neutral, but sooner or later we could actually resume to the downside, especially due to the situation in Ukraine. As you know, firstly, dollar or markets paid a lot of attention to Fed, but now they will return back to Ukraine. So that's what worries me regarding the euro, and that's why I think that euro could stay under pressure. Now let's take a look also, we set on Aussie. Now Reserve Bank of Australia is not that hawkish yet. They're still very careful, but of course if the prices will continue to rise, they will act. Market knows that at some point we should get to these policy decisions. So I think that that's why we are seeing Aussie dollar trading higher. I've been looking for more upside here on Aussie since market broke out of this downward channel last week. So in such case, we have a completed 3-wave drop, meaning that 74.46 high should be retested. That's still not the case. We are going very close here, so there's still room later on for 7500. So watch out for this as a potential resistance. So for now, Aussie is still strong and could see more upside, but if we suddenly see a drop away from that resistance in 5 waves, then we will know that higher degree downtrend is still in the cards. Let's not forget that I still am tracking this potential wave B rally here. It could be a game changer if we see a break above 75.50 here. Okay, now let's take a look also on dollar Mexican peso. Now Mexican peso has been very strong last week. Actually it's been strong for the last 2 weeks since strong CPI figures from Mexico. So this was discussed or was a catalyst for a change in trend here on this pair after the market rallied up to 21.46. So of course there's a speculation that this Thursday Bank of Mexico could be very hawkish, and this is what is driving this market. Of course, the bullish sentiment for Mexican peso, and we are currently at very strong support here around approaching 2030 level. Of course, 2000 figure is a very big level, and if market can break this, then I think that we could be very quickly below the 2021 lows. Looking at the 4-hour time frames, well, I can see ongoing bearish impulse waiting for this wave 4 to unfold, so be aware of some short-term recovery, but not above 20.84. If we will see an overlap with this level, then you know that current bearish impulse that I'm tracking would be invalidated, and in such case it means that this trend line support here on the daily would actually still be in place, meaning that market could just be chopping around and that we will have to wait on this breakout. But I think that sometime this year we will see this market much lower. Now let's take a look also on dollar yen. Now dollar yen is in a strong rise here. It's breaking out of triangle. We are smashing this 118.70 resistance, so I think we could be headed even back to this 2015 high CS. So more upside for wave C. Of course, just be aware of those pullbacks before we see even more upside. So 118.70 will be a next support if we see a retracement. What is very important when it comes to not only dollar yen but yen crosses in general is that Bank of Japan is going to remain with current low rates policy, and of course this means that Japanese yen will have very tough time to recover, especially since we have completely different policy in the US. So that's why we are seeing US dollar ripping higher. Also keep in mind that Nikkei appears to be very corrective from the highs. We bottomed at the lower side of this corrective channel and we are now rising impulsively. So I think that after any pullbacks we could see more upside, especially when this upper trend line is going to be broken. Okay, so I still think that higher degree trend is in the cards. It's very simple approach actually. You can see that previously here through 2020, 2021, we have seen an uptrend, but lately just a corrective setback. So in my opinion, there is a very simple map here for a bullish case. Now finally, let's take a look on silver. Now silver, firstly monthly chart, yes, we are looking higher here at some point, wave third leg of recovery after this failure break at a new low back in 2020. Then we smashed this resistance at $21 and now we are just consolidating. Okay, so still we recently reversed from the lower side of this range, so I think that there is a possibility that later this year we will retest the upper side of the range. We also have seen this broken trend line here on a daily, but looks like that there was some stop running here and we are now reversing. So I think that we will stay in some kind of a consolidation now for a few weeks. So just be aware of more weakness here, maybe another retest of this trend line. I think that 24 is a very nice and strong support that should hold. Otherwise, we will potentially even see a retest of these levels here from earlier this year. So for now, this trend is neutral, but in the short term, as I said, we could retest this trend line. So for now, I see some short-term bearish structure here. Also notice that there was a very nice reversal. Potentially, I can count here 5 waves down. So you have this now counter trend rally. Very nice resistance is at the previous swing high here, which could also represent left shoulder of this head and shoulders pattern. So you're now in a right shoulder. Watch this neckline here. If broken around 24.60, then I think that we could very easily be back at 24.80, potentially even at this 23.20 level. So as I said earlier, 24 is a very strong support. The next level to watch when I'm looking at now at these intraday charts is at 23.20. So that's the area where we definitely need to see a bullish response. Otherwise, silver will be in a big trouble. Traders, thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed this video and talk to you soon. Bye.